If you're heading for the coast,
I was never much of a traveler, and the pandemic didn't really help with that. But I really needed a shift in environment after being stuck in the middle of New Jersey for the past 2 years. My friend invited me to stay at her place in Boston in exchange for a first-generation Apple Pencil. Anna's place immediately felt like home. I don't know if it's because of all the cozy touches and her decorations, or because as an old friend, she reminds me of home. We've been friends for well over a decade. I love how we can introduce each other as friends from middle school. My favorite moment from back then was when she spent a lunch hour helping me remove green ink that I had spilt all over my pants. I don't even remember the context for why that happened. Anna is one of the kindest, smartest, and most driven people that I know. She's the kind of person who does yoga at 1:40 a.m. before bed. Anna and I have lived parallel lives from each other. We both left the west coast of Canada to attend school in the east, and then migrated to the northeastern United States to pursue doctorate degrees. I'm really grateful to have her in my life because friendships just hit different when you start from one place and end up in similar places in life. It's rare for people in our hometown to pursue careers in academia, so it's kind of amazing that the two of us from the same middle school homeroom made it here. Well, I mean, for now anyways. Harvard was a lot uglier than I expected it to be. The most disappointing part was that we'd watched Legally Blonde the night before and found out that they hadn't shot any of the scenes at Harvard Law School. There were more shops around the campus than the entirety of Princeton, and I bought myself a new backpack. A dark purple one because the black one towed the line between a nice bag and a garbage bag a little too closely for my liking. All the food places we went to in Boston were phenomenal. Anyone who talks to me about Princeton for 2 seconds knows that I hate the food scene there.
You should eat it. It's good.
I don't even know how to approach it.
One of my favorite places was this Candlepin bowling place in Somerville that served amazing flatbread pizza. The night we went also happened to be a fundraiser, so it was even better. There was also this fancy-ish chain called Tate that we went to for breakfast once. Anna had a turkey BLT and I had a croque madame croissant. Obviously, I couldn't leave Boston without trying the original Boston cream pie. We went to eat it by the ocean, along with cannoli we got at Mike's Pastry, which apparently is only really good at the original location in the North End, and not its other locations. Anna said they're trash. It was really nice to eat these outside on a breezy late summer day. I never had cannoli before, or was really interested in trying it because, contrary to common assumption, I'm not really a sweets person. But this was actually so good that it surprised me. The Boston cream pie was alright, but I'm probably never getting it again. One of our last meals was at a Korean restaurant in Austin that had an amazing 감자탕. We stepped in another restaurant prior to this one, but left when we didn't really vibe with the menu. I'm so glad that we did that because this really satisfied my craving for 감자탕, which had only been increasing in intensity over the past 2 years. I didn't really know anything about Boston and didn't bother Googling anything about the city before I left, so I had no idea what to expect. Something that really surprised me about the city was its abundance of green spaces. We first walked along the Charles River Esplanade, which was somewhere I would really like to take my dog, Alfie. Also, we saw 2 squirrels that were either fighting or mating, but we couldn't tell which it was. I also enjoyed the community gardens that were just in the middle of the city. People planted flowers and had little ponds, and it was all so cute. It felt like the countryside, but with none of the downsides of being in a countryside. My favorite was the public garden, which made me feel like I was in an 80s or 90s rom-com with its dreamy views and slight haze. According to the Deutsche Bank, Boston is the 8th best city to live in the world, and the #1 best American city. I'm normally very skeptical of these kinds of things, but I can believe that. Boston is a clean, vibrant, and intellectually rich city. It wasn't overwhelming, and it didn't seem like it was trying too hard to be more than it is, and I really like that. One indication for how good a city is, I think, is how much it invests in its public libraries. And the Boston Public Library was one of the most impressive I've seen. Overall, my trip was a really great experience. I'm glad that I went. It was what I needed, and I'm very grateful to my friend Anna for making this happen.